with another episode of Gold Rushes of Australia. Now, it's been a couple of weeks since I brought my last episode on the Palmer River, and I want to continue tonight. Tensions were rising as more and more Chinese arrived, and the Europeans who resented their presence. They weren't getting much love from the government either, with a local gold warden, William Hill, describing how he would round up between 100 and 150 Chinese miners at a time for evading the 10 shilling miner's licence. Hill had a light chain attached to a pack horse that had 75 pairs of handcuffs attached to it, meaning that he could round up 150 miners at a time. Once he got back to camp, he attached the chain to a tree, and the miners couldn't leave until they came up with that 10 shillings. In 1876, the Cooktown newspapers warned of a coming invasion of the Chinese and wondered how the locals were going to defend themselves. Down on the wharves, the bloke who rented them off the local government imposed his own poll tax, and when the ships arrived carrying the Chinese miners, he would have them roped in on the wharf and wouldn't let them pass until they paid his bribe of £1. And it was a bribe because that money was most definitely not going to the Queensland government. In 1877, a bit late to the party, but nonetheless, the Queensland government finally got in on the action and imposed their own poll tax of a whopping £30 per Chinese miner, payable by the ship's master. Now, of course, these ship's masters tried to get around this by landing the Chinese south on the Bloomfield River and at Cape Tribulation. From Cape Tribulation, it was about a 300-kilometre trek to the Palmer River, a massive undertaking. The poll tax did, however, have an impact on how many Chinese were making it to the Palmer River, and by 1877 the local storekeepers were complaining about the poll tax due to a lack of business at their end. By 1877, numbers were clearing out anyway, as 1875 and 76 had really seen the most activity on those goldfields. Some 2,000 miners had headed to the even more remote Hodgkinson River, which helped establish the Cairns and Port Douglas ports. Most returned disappointed, however, with only reef mining lasting on the Hodgkinson for any length of time. The combination of gold becoming more scarce, the miner's licence fee, the poll tax for the Chinese, by the 1880s there were very few left working the ground on the Palmer River. Interestingly though, in the 1880s, when the government should have seen the writing on the wall, they started a railway project between Cooktown and the Palmer River, laying 45 kilometres of track before abandoning the project. For a short time though, the Palmer River was really the wild north, with men and sometimes families defying incredible odds to try and make it rich in those goldfields. Thanks for watching Gold Rushes of Australia. I'll see you next episode on the Miners Den Show.